Hi, Maria here. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to share with you 5 fragrances for my collection, and I'm going to let you know whether I would repurchase them or not. Yay! I'm so excited. But before we get started, if you haven't subscribed, just go ahead and hit that button. Join the Weird and Wonderful family. It would be amazing to have you part of the community. And without further ado, let's get into this. So the first fragrance I want to talk about is this little 30 ml I have, and it's Nina Ricci L'Extase. Now, I've talked about this one a lot in the winter because I was basically addicted to this fragrance. So it's got rose. It's a rose-centric fragrance. It's got raspberry. There's caramel. It's a little bit more of a mature smelling fragrance. So I had actually a whole full bottle and didn't like it and gave it to my sister, and then somehow fell in love with it and purchased a little 30 ml. I love this fragrance. I think it's very, very sexy. I always think of a sexy mom. Like, why? Like, why do I think of a sexy mom? Like, I don't know if that's weird. I don't know if I really knew any mom like this, so maybe it's just in my imagination. But, you know, she's kind of, you know, a little bit of a baddie. Like, she wears leather. You know, she can drive a motorcycle. What am I talking about? That's me. Like, I can drive a motorcycle, and I do, well, I don't wear leather often, but I wear black often. So maybe I'm thinking of myself, but I don't think of myself in these terms. Anyway, the woman that wears this fragrance, she's slightly sultry, alluring, a little bit softer. It's very, very feminine, but there's this sexuality to this fragrance that I think is so addictive and seductive. I love this fragrance. It's definitely an easy reach for me in the fall and the winter. I haven't worn it during the summer because I find it a little bit too much and I want to wear some lighter fragrances. But this is just an absolute phenomenal fragrance. I would definitely repurchase this. Like, I'm actually thinking of getting a larger bottle because I know this is discontinued as far as I know, and I don't want to actually be without this one. This is one where a backup bottle is kind of warranted. Next fragrance is HARAMAIN's Amber Oud Gold Edition. So this is the fragrance that is supposed to be similar to Xerjoff's Yerba Pura. So this is very juicy. It's got pineapple in it. It's got dried fruits in it, or candied fruits. So very sweet candy-like pineapple in the opening, very juicy. There's some melon in this as well. So you get this juicy kind of melon. It's very refreshing, relaxing with that pineapple melon fruity component in the top. So really, really enjoy the top. This then dries down to be more vanillic, a little bit more oudy. So there's some wood in here. I don't know if there's actual oud, but definitely the wood comes out to play. This is a very nice fragrance. It lasts forever on the skin. So, like, seriously, you're gonna get 10 plus hours out of this one. Yeah, it smells just amazing. Actually, now that I'm smelling it, I want to wear it. I might wear this one today. Really, really enjoy this fragrance. Would I repurchase it? Probably the answer would be no. I don't reach for this one a ton. First of all, because of the type of fragrance it is, I really love that opening, but I'm not really crazy about the dry down. So the dry down being more woody, it just doesn't work for me. And sometimes I find this one feels a little sickly. So I'll put it on and it's too heavy. Somehow it's too sweet. And that's saying something for me because I really, really enjoy sweet fragrances. There's something in this DNA. So Yerba Pura is similar to this. Fragrance Dubois Siberian Rose kind of reminds me of this as well. And they're fruity yet airy, and I can see them being ones that many people love, but something about it just makes me feel a little bit like, ugh. So I don't know what that is exactly. I've got enough fragrances in my collection that kind of have this DNA that I wouldn't repurchase. I certainly wouldn't purchase Yerba Pura by Xerjoff because it's not my favorite DNA. So this one is highly, highly, highly hyped on Instagram and TikTok, and everybody talks about this as being so amazing. It is an amazing fragrance. It's just not for me, so I wouldn't repurchase. Next fragrance is So Scandal by Jean Paul Gaultier. So this is the one, I think this was the third release in the collection. Third, maybe fourth. It smells amazing. So it's essentially a delicious raspberry tuberose with a little hint of like a splash of milk or cream or whipped cream or something like that thrown in. Mainly, this is just a real mouth-watering, kind of more candy-esque raspberry with that bubblegum tuberose. So the fragrance is absolutely beautiful. It's very invigorating, happy. I really enjoy it. I don't think I'd repurchase this. And the reason why is, as much as I love it, and I think I'd want to keep the bottle just because I love these Scandal bottles for whatever reason. I love the legs. I can't help it. I love those legs. But as far as the fragrance is concerned, it's very synthetic. It's very flirty and fun. It's not very long-lived. So if I could get it for a deal, I would probably buy it again. I got this one for a deal. Like I bought it on Facebook Marketplace. I would have been bummed if I would have paid the $100 and some dollars for it, because I just feel like the longevity is kind of poor on this one. It's super fun. I really love this fragrance. I'm really glad I have it in my collection, but probably I wouldn't repurchase. I'd want to try something that was kind of similar. For me, I don't need to just continually have the same fragrances all the time. So if I've tried something and it's been fun, sometimes I'm going to be willing to let it go so that I can move on to something else that I'm really going to enjoy, that's going to be kind of similar. So that's what I would be looking at, is something that had a similar profile, really fun, juicy, bubblegummy raspberry. And if I couldn't find anything that was similar, but different, to try something new, then I may repurchase. Now the next fragrance, this one's relatively new to my collection, and it's Musk Noir Rose for Her. I love this fragrance. Like, I love wearing it. Like, when I put this one on, it feels to me, it's in the same category as L'Extase by Nina Ricci. So smells like a very alluring, sexy, mysterious, feminine woman. And so I really, really enjoy this fragrance. I think it's sexy. This one has plum. It's got rose in it. There's a just kind of a warm, sweet fuzziness to this fragrance because of the musk that's in this one. I really think that this is sexy. It's probably better as an evening fragrance, but I would definitely wear this during the day as well. And the same woman that wears Nina Ricci L'Extase would alternate with this one because it has that same vibe, like just sexy, alluring, intoxicating, sure of themselves, but uber feminine. Like, you know, they talk kind of like this. They don't really raise their voices. They're not whispering. They're just, I don't know, slightly mysterious. So not me, but I love wearing those kind of fragrances. This one definitely would repurchase. Now, a fragrance that I literally have not been able to stop wearing lately is La Vie est Belle L'Eclat. This is the Eau de Parfum version. This one, you get some, I think, orange and bergamot in the opening. So the citrus is bright, warm, and sweet. Then you get this beautiful orange blossom, and that's basically it. So there's other notes in there. It's powdery, like there's the powdery quality that you get in La Vie est Belle. This is definitely pared back, not as sweet, much more wearable. And this is definitely like signature scent worthy, office approved, all those kind of things. Longevity is really pretty decent. Like, you get a good 6 hours out of this. Great projection. This one is very, very beautiful, and I enjoy wearing it. It's an easy reach, works for all sorts of occasions. That said, I wouldn't repurchase this one. And the reason why is I love orange blossom fragrances, but I've got lots of different ones. And this is another one where I'm like, okay, I'll have worn this one, I'll have enjoyed it, and then I want to move on to something slightly different. So I would not repurchase this one again. The one that I probably would purchase to have another La Vie Belle in my collection would be La Vie Belle en Rose. I've mentioned that before. I think I prefer Rose over Orange Blossom, although I really enjoy both. But I really like the raspberry and en rose. So I would definitely buy that one, I think, next. But this one, although I've been really, really enjoying it, being it's primarily a straight up orange blossom, I'd want to try something a little bit different that's a sweet orange blossom. Yeah, so for that reason, I would not repurchase this one, but I'm thoroughly enjoying wearing it. So out of the 5, there are 2 fragrances that I really love wearing. So La Vie Belle L'Eclat and So Scandal. Thoroughly enjoy those fragrances. Love them, in fact. And yet I wouldn't repurchase them again because I'd want to try something slightly different. And then there's Al Haramain's Oud Gold. That one I'm kind of like not as excited about. But as far as like loves that I wouldn't try again, what about you? Do you have fragrances in your collection that you really, really love, you really enjoy them, but you wouldn't repurchase them? Leave it in the comments. I would love to know. And other than that, I hope you have an amazing week, and we'll talk to you soon.